Am I the asshole for telling my roommate how fat she got? Throwaway account because I don't want my roommate to see this, but the title pretty much says it all. I've been living with this girl, let's call her Ellie, for about 3 years. She's overall a pretty good roommate. Never really had anyone over, always did her half of the chores and stuff, but the kind of habits she's developed lately are driving me up the wall. I don't mind sharing my space. I mean, duh, I have a roommate, but to me, sharing a space should be 50-50. It should actually be even. My roommate and I have a good amount of storage in our kitchen, but I mean, between the cabinets, drawers, fridge, and freezer, Ellie has slowly taken up more and more space with the insane amount of food she's buying. She's like creeping in. We're at the point where like 90% of the stuff in the kitchen is hers, and it's literally so annoying to have to search through her mountains of junk food just to find my veggie straws. Like, there's always piles of food everywhere. I swear she gets deliveries twice a day. And it's not that I mind the mess as much as I mind the fact that I barely even have any snacks, and I have nowhere to store them. Anyways, I was pushed past my limit 2 days ago when I opened a cabinet and a box of cookies literally fell on my head from how full it was. And I wrote her an email because, we always have like serious financial or practical conversations over email just to like leave a paper trail, explaining basically that her situation was getting out of control and that she needed to be more considerate. Okay, yes, I was a little mad when I wrote it, but everything that I said was true, and I feel like holding back would have just been passive aggressive. She got like super upset after reading it, and she was like, "Oh, you're fat shaming me. Was I wrong for telling her the truth and letting her know how I feel?" Edit 11:8. Everyone keeps commenting that they need to see the letter, so I pasted it below. Ellie, I'm writing this over email because we've had this conversation a million times and nothing's changed. So if it keeps being a problem, I'm sending this documentation straight to the landlord and letting him know you'll be paying a higher split of rent. I wanted to make you aware that your super double chocolate chunk whatever cookies just fell out of the cabinet when I opened it and almost hit me in the eye. And this wouldn't be happening if every cabinet wasn't crammed full of all the junky food that you are always stuffing your face with. I hate to have to be the one to tell you this, but you so clearly have a problem. When you moved in, you weighed like 100 pounds. Then you started eating like an absolute pig and just blew up. I mean, when my mom came to visit last month, she didn't even recognize you. She asked me, "Where's your roommate?" after you waddled out of the room with your bag of chips. You're actually like such a disgusting slob. Just a few years ago, you were thin and fit, and now you sit on the couch with your blubbery gut hanging out and eat until you can't even move. Watching you explode while you gorge yourself on all the snacks you fill our kitchen with honestly makes me sick. It motivates me to go harder in the gym so I don't end up a flabby blob like you. Every part of your body's like a warning sign. Your chubby, swollen cheeks and double chin, your pudgy arms and hands, the way your thighs are getting so thick you can't even squeeze yourself into the love seat anymore. I mean, it's humiliating for you. Or, and would be if you cared about anything other than stuffing your face with like 5,000 calories a day. You're actually starting to look pregnant. It's like your entire body was inflated with fat. You have to be real with yourself because the denial just isn't cute. You're a fucking whale. And I tried to be patient with you because clearly you're going through something, but I'm sick of you waddling around this apartment and taking up all the space in the kitchen. Just because you take up so much more space doesn't mean your food needs to. I suggest you diet immediately, but since I know you probably can't, at least start keeping your snacks in your own room. Or, like I said, I'm telling Tim. And you know he already reached out a couple months ago because of the downstairs neighbor's complaints. I covered for you, and I didn't tell him that all the stomping is just your fat ass waddling around like usual, but if this doesn't get fixed, I'm snitching about that too. I'm really just trying to help you, because if I got that fat that fast, I would want somebody to tell me too. Watching you try to cram yourself in all your old clothes is just painful, and it's like the bigger you get, the more ridiculous you look. I mean, literally everyone thinks so. When my boyfriend was over to watch movies and you were getting a pizza, as usual, he asked why you never wear clothes that fit. It was so just mortifying to watch you jiggle just from walking across the room. Your entire gut was hanging out and your whole body was wobbling like crazy. You look like such a cow. Oh my God. Every time I see you, you're fatter. And every time I see the kitchen, there's more junk food piled in the cabinets and on the counters. You need to get yourself under control. I literally got injured because of how fat and greedy you are. Either stop stuffing your bloated face, pay a higher share of the rent, or just move into a buffet so you can eat yourself into immobility like I know you probably want to. Your enormous, fatty body is my worst nightmare, and it should be yours too. But instead, you just keep eating and eating and eating. I bet you're eating right now while you read this. Wipe the chocolate off your face, get up, and reorganize the fucking kitchen. Courtney. Edit 11:10. Everyone voting you're the asshole after I posted the letter needs to learn to read. I didn't ask if the letter was mean. I asked if I'm the asshole for telling her about how fat she got. I mean, I constantly comment on her weight and give her little hints that she's getting big because I want to help her. But, I mean, I've never told her just how big. I just thought that maybe it was rude to describe in detail just how far she's gorged herself into obesity, but honestly, I don't even care anymore. I don't care. She needed to hear